Hello, friends. We are going to do this week's weekly energy reading as a recording for a couple of reasons. Number one, I wanted to. Number two, I have, and historically, just get more information when I am speaking versus when I am typing. And I can give more information that way because I can speak faster than I can type. So the information comes more quickly and more readily. So this is the weekly energy reading for the week of November 22nd. If you want to get comfortable and listen and relax and not be distracted, that'd be awesome. Or you could just do what you're doing and listen how you want to listen. All right, I'm going to take a minute here to tune in and connect and share with you what I see and what Spirit's showing me for the week of November 22nd and the themes that are coming up. This isn't really a premonition, nothing about what we're going to predict is going to happen, but more so the energy theme and what's coming up energetically for people. Not for all people, just for those for whom this message is for. Okay, so the first thing that the Spirit is showing me is almost like a circulating black ball. When I look out in front of myself, I see almost like this rotating black orb or this black sphere. It doesn't feel scary. It doesn't feel bad. Instead, the message that I'm getting is that this is almost like a gateway or a portal or like a space that we can step into as it relates to our own transformation. So what we are walking into this week is a week where we can essentially decide, Spirit is saying, in which ways we wish to be reborn, in what skills we would like to access that we have never accessed before, what parts of ourselves we would like to tap into that we have never tapped into before. Essentially, what we're walking into is this portal of transformation and rebirth for ourselves, where we are being presented with the prime energy and perfect energetic alignment for a rebirthing, a transformation, a time of learning something new, a time of learning new skills, a time of tapping into abilities that we haven't ever harnessed before. This is almost like a time of total newness. Something that you have always wanted to learn, but always have told yourself that you couldn't for whatever reason, or that you weren't good at for whatever reason. This is a time where you are being given almost like a blank slate, like a blank chalkboard, where you're getting to choose how it is that you are going to go forward, what gifts you are going to discover, what parts of yourself you are going to learn about that have not made themselves known before and that you have not seen before. So coming into this week, you are looking for and being presented with the opportunity for this rebirthing, for this transformation, and to utilize this energy in the highest alignment and the best way for yourself. Now is a time of deciding what it is you would like to rebirth, how it is you would like to rebirth, what skills, what skill sets you would like to learn. It's a really great time for learning something new, for discovering something new, for starting a new hobby, for starting a new project, for teaching yourself something totally new. It's almost as though they're showing me an image, Spirit is showing me an image of somebody reaching into like a prize bag. You know, when we were kids, I don't know who's even listening. I might be dating myself. I probably am. But at birthday parties, they used to do, you could like reach into a paper bag and they were like, it was like a touch and feel. You would like feel some mystery prize in there and try and guess what it was. It's almost like that. Like you are reaching into like a bag, a grab bag assortment of like your soul knowledge, like everything that your soul has ever learned, has ever known, has ever excelled at, all the skill sets that are held within your soul memory and your soul history. You are reaching into that bag and pulling something out and deciding, this is what I'm going to learn. Like, this is what I am going to awaken. This is the part of myself I am going to discover this week and going forward. So, if you haven't already been called to learn something new, now is the time, optimal time, for doing that for you, for unlocking those gifts, and for like almost like tapping into the soul wisdom of whatever that thing is for you, tapping into that soul skill set that is going to be strong. And the veil is going to be, the energy is going to be really primed for something like that, for you to connect with these parts of yourselves who you haven't fully connected with before in this lifetime. You choosing this new thing to learn or to do or to discover is almost like you reawakening or you reactivating or you rebirthing a part of yourself. And that's what this week is about. It's like this rebirth, this activation, this transformation, this new learning sort of week is what we are walking into, and the energy for that has already been potent. So if you're really sensitive, you may have already started to pick up on something like this, and if you haven't yet, then start thinking about, what do I want to learn? What has really been calling to me as something that I would like to pick up and start doing? What is something that is coming into my awareness more and more that I want to learn about? What is something that maybe I used to do, or an interest I used to have in childhood, or an interest that I used to have a couple of years ago that I set down and set aside for whatever reason? Maybe you got distracted. Maybe you had a hobby, a few years ago, and you just put it down and you didn't take it further. Maybe you got frustrated after trying for a little bit and you gave up. Now is a time where the energy is coming forward for you to pick that thing up either again or totally new. Okay, so what is that thing for you? What are you going to be rebirthing? What are you going to be birthing? What are you going to be pulling out of the grab bag that is your soul skill set to really tap into and learn about yourself and discover this week? All right, so the themes this week are transformation, birthing something new, rebirthing, learning something new about yourself, learning a skill set, understanding or discovering or awakening part of yourself. The chakra that's really active, the energy center that's really active and that you can work with right now, is the sacral chakra. And you can work with this with crystals, with essential oils. One of my favorite essential oils for the sacral chakra is abundance. You can also activate and work with the sacral chakra through sacred movement or through pleasure. All right, guys, that is it for this week. See you next week.